So hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about The Old Nurse's Story by Elizabeth Gaskell. I've only read Mary Barton by Elizabeth Gaskell. I think I have it over here, yeah. And I know I should read more, but I haven't had time or the opportunity to do it, but I will. I've heard that North and South is a great book and I want to read it. But I found this Tales of Mystery and the Macabre by Elizabeth Gaskell. This is part of Tales of Mystery and the Supernatural collection of Wordsworth editions. This was quite cheap. I don't know how much this usually costs, but here in Portugal I think it was around €4. So I think that's a good price for a book. I had no idea when I bought the book that Elizabeth Gaskell wrote mystery, macabre stories. I had no idea, and I was very curious because when I looked at the book, I was sure she was the same author of Mary Barton. I was like, was she? Because I'm not seeing the connection. Yes, she was. So this was published in 1852 in the Christmas issue of A Round of Stories by the Christmas Fire. Charles Dickens liked the story. He said it was well accomplished, and let's say something. So just really quick about the plot. So Old Nurse Esther is telling the story of how she took an orphan, Miss Rosamond, to Furnival Manor house after Miss Rosamond's parents passed away. Esther was 17 at the time, and she's telling the story when she's quite old. At the house that is part of Miss Rosamond's family. Only Miss Grace Furnival and her companion Mrs. Stark live there, besides a few servants. I think she's a great aunt. I think she's Rosamond's great aunt. I'm not sure. I can't remember. So Esther she likes the house, though the house is a bit creepy. I really like the description. I think Elizabeth Gaskell uses description just the right amount. She doesn't over describe things, but she uses the right amount and it paints a picture, and I really like that. So strange music starts coming from the old organ, and even though the organ shouldn't work, because Esther goes there and she takes a look at it, and the organ shouldn't work. Still, you can hear music, and for a long time that bothers Esther at first, but then she says, well, it's fine, it's not hurting anyone. One night Miss Rosamond is found outside in the snow, asleep, like frozen, and after she wakes up, she tells everyone that a little girl and her mother, a weeping lady, she says, ask her to go outside with them, and even though only one set of footsteps was found, Miss Rosamond sticks to her story, and the little girl continues to haunt her, and Esther is trying to keep her away, but Miss Rosamond is just completely obsessed. She wants to help the little girl. The little girl is going to die. She's going to be frozen to death. But the image of the little girl is so frightening that Esther just won't let Rosamond be with her, obviously. So for a while the servants are scared of telling maybe or of disclosing the family secret, but Esther finds out that the music is played by Lord Furnival, a tyrant, and the father of Grace Furnival, the great aunt. So apparently his two daughters, Grace and Maud, loved the same man. He was a foreign musician, and he paid attention to both of them, so he was flirting with both of them, but in the end he decided to marry Maud in secret, and then they had a child, a girl. He leaves her, and Maud is left with the child and has to tell her father the truth. Obviously her father is just furious. He strikes his child and then kicks them both out of the house. Obviously the child is too young. She died, and the next day I think Maud is, everyone finds her just holding her dead child, and she just went crazy overnight, obviously. So all of this, all the story Esther doesn't find this out just by talking with someone. All of this is reenacted in front of her by, you know, the spirits. And at some point, the Lord tries to strike Miss Rosamond, mistaking her, I think, for his granddaughter. And Miss Grace, the old Miss Grace, tries to stop her father. But at the same time, Esther can see the the young Miss Grace just watching the entire scene, just relaxed. She doesn't have a care in the world. Which means that when this happened at first, she didn't try to help her sister or her niece. And now, when she's old, she tries to help Miss Rosamond because she knows her father's power. In the end, she dies after repeating the same sentence. Sorry. What is done in youth can never be undone in age. What is done in youth can never be undone in age. So arrogance, pride, revenge are just some of the themes portrayed here in the story. Jealousy prevents Grace from helping her sister and her niece, and she just watches her father striking the child, kicking them out. She knows the child's gonna die. She doesn't do anything, but after so long, she still couldn't escape the consequence. So she tried to help now when she was old, and still she couldn't face her consequences. She ends up dying, spoiler, after realizing exactly that. She was so overwhelmed by grief that she couldn't take it anymore. Lord Furnivall, on the other hand, is this dictatorial character typical in Gothic literature. So he told his daughter that his daughters that he didn't want them to marry or to have any connection with that musician, and Maud ends up marrying him, having a child. Obviously he's going to be furious, and his desire for revenge is just so great that he just decides, okay, I'm gonna prove that I'm the one who makes the rules, and she hurt me, so I'm gonna hurt something that she really loves. Obviously the child was the main target. So like I said, this was a surprise for me. I don't know a lot about Elizabeth Gaskell. Unfortunately, I studied Charles Dickens, and I read Elizabeth Gaskell when I was studying in England, and it was really interesting, and I really want to read North and South. I read that, and I watched some videos here on YouTube, and I think it's just amazing. But this book is really good. You should buy it, or you should read the tales by Elizabeth Gaskell. I don't know, it was just a real surprise. About the book itself, it doesn't have any criticism or further reading or anything like that. It has a small introduction, just a few pages, and then it's just the stories. I think the cover is really nice and really simple. I really like this skeleton here. It's just, I think it's nice. And there are some more books by other authors. I don't have a list here, but anyway, I think it's something that you should just take a look at and read. This was good. So that's it for today. I didn't have a chance to make a video last week. I had some family members around, and there was just no time, so I decided to do this one quite short video about The Old Nurse's Story by Elizabeth Gaskell. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you on my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.